Sorry, I'm a little bit late. Hi, Bill. Thank you for waiting. I was a little delayed. I was having trouble finding my Snap-on MG31. I was getting a little, whoo, where is it at? But I did find it. So, as we always do on the show, we go over the calendar of events.
My hair's poofy.
We will get to trivia. The trivia tonight's not going to be car trivia. It's going to be all about tools, air tools, pneumatic tools, impact guns, and the new lithium ion, which I'm finally switching over to.
And I know nothing about it. So I will be sitting here by myself talking to
pretending
myself.
like she doesn't know anything about it. She knows more than she lets on.
I will talk to myself over here in the corner.
But before we get to that, we want to support all the children's car shows, the children's charity car shows and the veterans charity car shows, and some of the other car shows and cruise-ins in our area. We want to support the hashtag Insane Friends live streams that are going on almost every night of the week in 11 different channels in 8 different cities. No, it's 9 cities now. 9 different cities now, and 2 continents, 2 countries. Thank you for being here, Dollar Bill. All right, in June, which it is, we just got done going to the West Side Cruise In. We've got lots of video and, photos of fabulous cars that we saw there. And I will be putting a video together soon. We have new videos coming up on the channel every Tuesday and Thursday at 1 o'clock, like clockwork. Then, of course, we have this live at 7:30 on Sunday, 7:30-ish this Sunday. Happy Father's Day to everyone.
Ow.
And we have on our Sane Enterprises channel every Wednesday night at 7:30.
Okay.
Now, the next car show is the Cars for Kids show at the Camp Jordan Arena in East Ridge, Tennessee. That will be from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. It is their 5th annual. Ken Davis puts this on, and you can get more information on our Saneauto Facebook page or by looking up the Cars for Kids show in Camp Jordan Arena. Matter of fact, I will put another flyer up on the Saneauto Facebook page so it's easier for y'all to find it. Then on the 29th, there's the Walker County, and of course that is to benefit children. What, baby?
Am I here yet?
In the chat? I don't see you in the chat. 29th of June at the Walker County Civic Center.
Oh.
There is the benefit for Braden Cordell. Now, he's only 8 years old, and he has chromosome or abnormalities.
My computer.
And this is to raise money for his medical expenses and the medical and traveling expenses of his family.
Yeah.
The car show is from 2 to 6 p.m. And the spaghetti and the lasagna dinner is only $6. There's also going to be silent auction and raffles.
Carbs.
There will be a free Thomas the Train ride. So the Thomas the Train will be there and free rides. There's also going to be a bouncy house there. There may or may not be face painting. I don't know yet. We'll have to check and see when we get a little closer to that.
I would like to go to bouncy house. I think that would be fun.
Then on the 13th of July,
I would bounce, and a kid would bounce out the door. Bounce, and a kid going to play it. And bounce, and the kid go. That'd be fun.
13th of July is, of course, another disabled veterans cruise-in at Bradley Square Mall from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That's at 200 Paul Huff Parkway in Cleveland, Tennessee.
No.
In downtown Ringgold, Georgia. So if you're not in Tennessee, in downtown Ringgold, Georgia, there is cruise-in downtown. I mean, there's no particular address because one of them into downtown to the other, from 4 p.m. till pretty much nightfall, and a little bit later till everybody dissipates. till the mosquitoes get so bad that you just can't stand it anymore.
Yeah.
Then August.
August is too far away.
Well, I'm just going to shout out the 3rd of August is the Cruisin' Chatsworth Car Show, put on by Frank Davis, and from 9 to 3, it will be at the Tractor Supply in Chatsworth, Georgia. And this is to benefit the Bagley Middle School football team, and we will be there with our full booth and everything.
I want to bring the Mustang.
Come meet the king and queen of the car scene from Saneauto.
If we get the Mustang there, it's because of me. If we don't get the Mustang there, it's because of him. So
I don't know. I'm going to have to coordinate with probably with Ken Davis to get it cleaned up nice before. And I've got a couple of parts that I have to put on it before then too. And I'm in the process of rebuilding the battery on the hybrid. Got to be putting a water pump on the Prius. I've got transmission fluid to change on the Camry. All these will be videos coming up on the channel. I've got plugs and coils to put on the
transmission fluid.
That was on the other Toyota,
Okay.
and that's already on the channel. That's already a video on the channel. And
Yay.
there
That's
is
good.
plugs and coils on the modular engine 5.4 liter Ford, the one that all the plugs have a habit of breaking off, and I'll be going over that
Yeah.
and
You
replacing
got a
those.
special
That's another
socket
video that's
for
coming.
it.
Yep, so I will be doing those and videoing it and putting it up on the channel.
$6?
That socket only costs $6. Yep, probably the cheapest tool I bought in years.
Really?
Yep. We will
Yeah,
have a new
I
tool
didn't want
showing
to
up,
hear.
making its debut tonight on the channel, right here on this live. Tool we've never shown before. And a bunch of tools that I've had for a while that I've never shown here before. We're going to be going over all of that. So, and then a whole bunch more videos that I can't remember off the top of my head. I have a list over there of 22 more videos that I have already filmed and that I have not edited yet.
My life
There
somewhere
are
over
another
there.
6 films that I have already edited, and they're scheduled to appear on the channel.
I said my life's a world here.
Yes, it is. So, but when we do get to that car show, we will probably have the Fonzie bikes with us, like we did at the last show.
Oh.
And well, if we do, we may end up taking the Mach 1 and the Fonzie bikes. Who knows? Who knows?
No.
First,
They
let's
fight.
before we get to the tool trivia
They're
tonight.
tearing each
we're having
other apart.
Tool trivia. Yeah, those motorcycles were fighting each other on the way to the last show, weren't they?
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to do something about a
they have
better
to be
trailer.
separated.
Gotta keep them separated.
They
I don't
don't
know the
play
rest of
good
this
together.
song. I have no idea what it's like. Okay, Insane Friends. Woo! Shout out to all our hashtag Insane Friends that participate with us on
eat your brownie.
the on the Insane Friends live calendar. And Dollar Bill and his cohort Tim were on today, like we were been telling y'all every Sunday. They show up on the 3rd Sunday of the month, and they were there.
Yay!
So if you weren't there, it's
it
your
was
fault,
awesome.
because we told you they were on at 4:30, and now it's 7:30. No, it's almost 8 o'clock. So we were a little bit late, but we're here.
And there
Same
was a
Sunday live, 7:30 every Sunday. And then right after us, Gregory Salvatore at 9 p.m. Monday nights at 9 p.m. is Eat Hard Adventures out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. Tuesday night is Bubsification's channel at 9 p.m.
That's wheelies and burnouts and wow.
Yes, but he does it in a safe environment.
Yeah, it's
Away-
not like he's going
it's
up and
not
down
at
the
events
roads
and
and
stuff.
streets and
It's
carrying
not at
on
events and stuff where there's kids or anything. It's none of that. The good kind of shenanigans, not the bad shenanigans. Then Wednesday night, it's the Insane Friends show on Sane Enterprises. It's 7:30 p.m.
Wow.
It's us on a different channel.
No.
Imagine that.
No.
And with a different format, well, not that much different format, but we talk about different things. We talk about making money, sales, management, business, all that sort of thing, to growing your channel, that sort of stuff. Yeah, you need money to buy tools and cars and stuff and parts.
Yeah.
So right after that is
and makeup.
yeah, so you can make up your tools. Muscle car appraisal. Put some lipstick on that air gun. Muscle car appraisal at 9 p.m. on Wednesday night. Then
like this.
Thursday night is Dorito and the Lucha Cabra. It's
scary stuff.
Yep, 9 o'clock. I know it says 9:30, but they're usually on by 9. And then followed by Easy 2 tips and tricks, etc. It goes on somewhere between 10 and 10:30. This is all Eastern Standard Time because they're broadcasting out of California, which is about 6 o'clock and 7 o'clock California time, respectively. Then Friday night is that's nobody. There's nobody on Friday night anymore. If you want to be on Friday night, then contact us. Contact us on Facebook Messenger, and we've got times open if you want to join the hashtag Insane Friends and be part of the calendar. Let me know, and I'll let you know what the rules are. And if we can work something out, you might be on the calendar. Saturday night, Choppers Rule 1 at 6:30 p.m.
Oh, that's timey-wimey stuff.
Yeah, because he's broadcasting out of Australia, and where he's at, it's Sunday morning. Yep. But it's 6:30 p.m. here on the East Coast of the United States when he's broadcasting. And out after that is Fab Automotive Detailing at 9 p.m.
Wow, yeah, Fab. Now, eat a brownie.
Eat a brownie.
How's that brownie? Spongy or brownie?
That's good. It's still a little spongy.
Well, then
it's hot out of the oven.
I'm giving up on them brownies, bacon stuff. I can't do it.
Is it feeling like you lost your mojo?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I think I got the mo, but not the Joe.
I'm going to go back to some of the oldest air tools that I got. Because, of course, I'm going to be unveiling the new King of the Jungle, King of the Garage.
It's biting my toe.
Yeah, it's down there biting her toe.
Yeah.
And of course it is cordless, brushless, lithium ion, latest and greatest, most powerful thing on the market. But there was a time when these two fellers were some of the latest, greatest. First, this one, of course. This came later. Latest and greatest fellers on the market. This is one of my Mac tools, and it's made sort of like an Ingersoll Rand. Back then, see, we're going back to the 90s. We're not going back to what the stuff that I dealt with in the 80s and 70s. That stuff was terrible. Terrible. This was bad enough. And this was great when I first got it. It was better than anything else. But I don't even know what the torque rating was on this, because luckily, as soon after this came out, this big bad boy right here, I was so happy when I got one of these. This is the Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun. It's the actual Thunder Gun. Now, of course, the yellow where it said Thunder Gun cover, I wore that off of it. You see, I've used this a lot. It's pretty beat up from tossing around on cars and stuff. The ring has been replaced several times. I think I even had the hammer replaced once. But this was great to get. And I think at the time, these were 600 or 700 foot-pounds in reverse, which was way better than anything else on the market at the time. And I know that doesn't sound like much, but there's really still to this day nothing this thing won't take out. That's the Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun. Now, working with 13 bays and 5 to 10 employees, you know, stuff walks off and leaves. And this sucker is pretty pricey. at the time. So pretty soon, Harbor Freight came out with something to compete with it, which was the Earthquake, the half-inch drive Earthquake. Now this one, almost as powerful as the Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun.
Oh, yay!
But
Happy Father's Day!
Happy Father's Day,
How you
Arizona.
doing?
Thank you for getting here.
Woohoo!
But this one was a fraction of the price of these Ingersoll Rand Thunder Guns. And so what I would do is I would get 2 or 3 of these at a time. And I'm talking about a fraction of the price. I'm talking, these were like, you could catch them on sale for like 89 bucks and have almost as much rear torque, you know, around 600 foot-pounds of rear torque like the Thunder Gun, like the Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun. It's far superior to this Mac that I was using before then. Far superior. And this is a not really noticeably, but it is a little bit lighter than the Thunder Gun.
Well,
Now, somewhere around that time came out the MG31 by Snap-on. We'll get to these 3/8 guns later
that looks like
because I
something
mentioned
could
lighter.
handle.
Oh yeah, these are so light.
Those other ones look too big for me.
I mean, feel the difference between.
Oh, I don't think so.
No, you're not even going to try that, huh?
No.
Okay.
I got my computer over here. I don't want anything heavy that I could drop.
So before we get into the 3/8 drive, let's finish up what I was going to say with the 3/8. Now I already revealed
I'm
what I was
still
going to
mad
question because
at
there wasn't enough
Harbor
people.
Freight.
Oh gosh, yeah, because they have a competitor to the king, the new king on the block, which I'm gonna nickname this sucker Simba, because he is the king of the jungle, the king of the garage, king of the block, and all hail the king. Because the new Thunder Guns, like this, like 1,200 foot-pounds? The competitor to these that are, you know, brushless and lithium ion at Harbor Freight, 1,200 foot-pounds of torque. But these bad boys right here, 1,400 foot-pounds. And I haven't even opened this yet. So
How do we know it's in there?
We don't. We're all going to find out together. We may have a heavy box of rocks, for all I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it did.
But I do have.
It randomly showed up on our
battery
front door.
Yeah, like magic.
Yeah.
Like magic.
So how do we know it's even a tool? Tick, tick, tick. Could be a bomb.
Oh, I don't have my special effects. That would have been a great lead up for just flame full of screen like a Chuck Norris scene in a Chuck Norris movie. Boom! Look at there. The Milwaukee Fuel.
That looks heavy.
2767-20. And now a couple of things you got to watch out for if you're going to get one of these. The easiest thing is just click on my link in the description. But one thing you got to watch out for is you want to get the one with the ring. Do not get the one with the pin. The one with the pin, it's safer to have the pin because your socket can't fly off. And these things are powerful and they do spin fast. But I hate that pin. I hate that pin. If you're going to be changing sockets quick, you need the ring. One with the pin's a little bit cheaper. Anything that ruins this gun and makes it crap makes it cheaper. So watch out. There are some cheapers there. Make sure you get this 2767-20, or just click on my link, because there's what they call a mid-range torque version of this, It is not 1,400 foot-pounds. So, and like she was trying to say about that thing with the competitor at the Harbor Freight, that is almost as powerful as this for a little bit less. It's not dramatically less like what we had with the Ingersoll Rand Thunder gun and this earthquake gun. This earthquake gun was dramatically less, and still is dramatically less than the Ingersoll Rand, and the power is not that much different. Now, the new Ingersoll Rand has a lot more power in the pneumatic. The pneumatic new Ingersoll Rand is almost as powerful as this right here. Of course, when I was buying these and using these, there wasn't nothing like this. Nothing came even close to these.
Okay, let's see if your battery works.
Let's see. Let's see what happens. Okay, first of all, we have a light. Very bright light. There we go. And my ears are going to last longer with this too, because it's not as loud as the Thunder gun, or any of the air guns that I'm used to using. But you can feel the torque. I can't hold it still, and I'm pretty strong, and I can't keep it from torquing. And that's without the hammers hitting. Unless you have some resistance, you're not really hammering away. So this is going to be incredibly awesome. I can't wait to use this. Now there's also another, Milwaukee has a 3/8, which we'll get to that. And that's going to be, we're not going to have too many trivia questions because we didn't have very many people in the chat. And I had all these trivia questions about the torque on these other guns, but I just give it away because there wasn't nobody to answer them. Now, the 3/8, the Snap-on MG31. Guess how much torque it has in reverse? The MG31. Keep in mind, I was dealing with stuff like this. I don't know how much torque this has, but it wasn't anywhere near the 600 or so foot-pounds of torque that this Ingersoll Thunder gun had. This Ingersoll Thunder gun with like 675, I think, would take anything loose. This one had nearly 675, and it would also take anything loose we threw at it.
Then why you need 1,400?
Don't need 1,400, but it's nice to have.
You said like having a Mustang?
Yeah, it's like having a Mustang with a V8 in it. So can anybody guess how much torque this MG31 has?
1,000.
I'll give you a clue. This will take loose. This little lightweight MG31 will take loose everything this Mack will take loose. This old Mack, it'll take loose anything this old Mack will take loose, and almost anything this Thunder gun will take loose. And this one is 675 in reverse.
Then 500.
Nope.
400.
Lower.
350.
Yep, 350. 350 foot-pounds of torque in reverse. And for a 3/8 gun, that is awesome. I use this so much that it's leaking air now. I'm going to have to get a rebuild kit and replace all the seals and stuff in it. But even though it leaks air when you plug it in, it leaks air, it still works. Let's see. Then I got this puppy, which is the Earthquake. It's the smaller version of this, the 3/8 version of this from Harbor Freight. I got several of these because my employees were using them, and of course they were abusing them, and sometimes forget who they belong to, and they would walk off.
Don't you hate that?
Yeah, it's aggravating. But at like $89 a pop, was a lot less damaging than something like this going missing. I had to keep these locked up. Ingersoll Rand and the snap-on and all that stuff had to keep them locked up. Now, this Harbor Freight Earthquake 3/8 drive, guess how much foot-pounds of torque it had in reverse? And if nobody answers in the next few seconds, I'm going to let Carol answer.
250.
More than that.
600?
Nope, less than that.
550.
Hey, Camaro time. How are you doing?
Hi.
We're having tool trivia instead of car trivia. We're going over all these air guns that I have.
Your new toy
Yeah.
that you got for your
My new 1,400 foot-pounds of torque in reverse. Milwaukee Fuel.
Uso says
Happy
600. Then Uso says 500.
Camaro says $499.
Hi. And Camaro Time says $499.
And keep in mind, this one
Are
had
we playing
$350.
Prices right?
The snap-on M31 had $350. And this one, $89. Can you imagine how much this one cost me? This one cost me about $1 a foot-pound of torque. Snap-on M31.
Oh my goodness.
And this one was only $89. Actually, yeah, it was around $89.
$750.
Yeah, the snap-on actually has 325 foot-pounds of torque in reverse. This one. It's nice and light, though. It's actually, this one's probably a little bit lighter than this one, but they're both really nice and light. So much better than this really heavy Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun. But this Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun, over 600 foot-pounds of reverse torque. I mean, just crazy. This nowadays that don't sound like much, but when I first bought this, it was the most powerful gun on the market anywhere. 625 foot-pounds in reverse, and far better than my Mac, which I don't even remember how many foot-pounds in reverse this is, but it was nowhere near that Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun. And then, like I said earlier, when some of you weren't in here,
500 foot-pounds, $300.
yeah, and that's not bad. But like I said, I'm nicknaming this one Simba. This is the new king of the garage. All hail the king. 1,400 foot-pounds of reverse torque. Yeah. But these I was getting for $89.
How you doing?
And almost as many foot-pounds of torque and reverse as the Ingersoll Rand Thunder Guns for these earthquakes. They still sell these. I think they're over $100 now. I was getting them for $89 10 years ago.
I need glasses.
And this is an earthquake 3/8.
Read what they're saying.
And so,
okay, everybody, I have on my Batman pants. I'm going to stand up now.
No. Stand up.
Batman!
So who was closest on the torque of this one? Right here. Because if I can, oh, that's not touchscreen on this laptop.
Oh.
Camaro time was closest. It is 400 foot-pounds in reverse of this little Harbor
Camaro
Freight
time. Don't
earthquake
even
gun.
talk to me about Harbor Freight.
Oh yeah, she is so mad at Harbor Freight. Because now Harbor Freight has something to compete with this. That's 1,200 foot-pounds of torque in reverse. And this is 1,400 foot-pounds. And so, I mean, that's pretty decent and everything. But all I heard tell you about what the problem is with trying to get that Harbor Freight lithium ion, not to mention, you know, you're not going to be able to use these batteries, and you're not going to be able to use your Milwaukee charger and everything if you get the Harbor Freight. But I'll let her tell you about what happened if you try to get the Harbor Freight air tool.
Okay.
Now, these were not a problem getting these at Harbor Freight for the employees to abuse and lose and steal and whatever, so that they wouldn't walk off with my thunder guns.
Well, I was deciding to be nice to my cutie sweetie, and he told me that the one at Harbor Freight would be just fine. I said, okay, I'll go get it. And it was for our anniversary.
There's like XT.
If you
cordless.
know of when our anniversary is, it was in May. May the 10th. Okay?
Hey, Chuck Welch, how you doing? Welcome to the chat. Awesome to see you here. We're having tool trivia instead of car trivia tonight. Go ahead, keep telling your story, honey.
Anyway, I was sitting there. I went in there and I said, I could get my cutie sweetie this tool, and he's going to be happy, and we're going to have a nice anniversary.
Homemade fudge.
Brownies.
Brownie. Fudge brownie. Woo!
Anyway, I got up there to the checkout, and the lady says, yeah, we got about 5 of those back in the back. I said, awesome, bring me up one. So she calls back there to the back. Guess what? The employees had stolen them and put them on eBay because there wasn't even one in the store. This happened several times.
Oh, and you may only think you got plenty of them there at the Harbor Freight in your place, Camaro time. If you go grab the boxes that are on the shelf, they're empty.
Yeah.
There's nothing in those boxes. They say they're in the back.
Yeah.
And then if you try to buy one,
good luck. Because I couldn't find one. And I was mad.
if you got a coupon, they tell you they're out of them. And you can't have no rain checks. But they'll be in Tuesday, which is always after the sale. So the only ones I've ever been able to get is these pneumatic ones.
Well, in our local Harbor Freights, they do not keep those tools on the shelf. They have boxes that are empty on the shelf, but you have to take a little ticket up to the checkout, and then they'll tell you, yeah, we got 6 of them in the back. I said, okay, well, bring me up one. I want to get out of here. I'm not a hang around tools kind of girl, you know? And they say, no, we ain't going, no, we don't have any. I said, what? Why you have me sit here for 45 minutes waiting for somebody who's in the back, some magic person back there, to tell me that you don't have any?
And turns out if you catch these on sale at like Home Depot or on Amazon or eBay, and now my link is on Amazon for this because you need to know exactly which one to get. Where's my box?
Guess what? I went to Home Depot.
The 2767.
This
20.
one for him.
Yeah, they were supposed to have several of them in the store, and these had all gone missing.
Yeah.
Every one of them had gone missing out of the Home Depot store.
But guess what Home Depot did for me? They ordered it and had it sent to the house.
Off Amazon. Come in an Amazon box. Home Depot sent it from Amazon.
But at least I got it.
So I just put the Amazon link in the description to the exact correct one, because they have a mid-range, what they call a mid-torque version of this. Do not buy the mid-torque version of this. It is not 1,400 foot-pounds in reverse. For the mid-torque version of this, you don't want it. Do not buy the one that has the pin here. This one has the ring. And I don't know about you guys, but that pin drives me nuts. I hate having a gun with a pin in it because I swap sockets a lot. And sometimes I'll put my 1/2 inch to 3/8 adapter on there and then use 3/8 stuff. And this is a nice brand new ring, so you can tell it's stout. And then you can just jerk it off and put your socket on there. But with that stupid pin, you got to have an ink pen or something in your pocket. You got to have the pocket screwdriver or something to reach in there to do the pin, and you got to tuck it under your arm, and you're doing this, and sometimes you drop the gun because of that. And I can't stand that pin. It drives me nuts. It may be a little bit safer if you have the pin because you can't sling off, but then, and it's not really even any safer because if somebody, like one of your employees, puts it on there and pushes that pin down and puts the socket there where there's no hole at, then that pin's not really holding that socket, and it's less safe than the ring under a situation like that. So just get the ring. And the thing with the pin, it's a little bit cheaper. So if you're looking for it on Amazon, eBay, HomeDepot.com, something like that, and you think you found it a little bit cheaper, make sure you're not looking at one with that nasty pin that's going to drive you nuts, or the new mid-torque version of this. You don't want the mid-torque version, and you don't want the brushed motor. The brushless motor is the powerful one. It's going to last a long time.
Anyway, this was Daddy's. No, this was anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
And he also got a Ryobi, what was that?
It's right over there. The box is right over there. You grab that.
Well.
The Sawzall. The Milwaukee Sawzall I was talking about on the live last week.
No, Ryobi.
No, not the Milwaukee Sawzall. The Ryobi Sawzall. Yeah, I ended up getting the Ryobi version of the Sawzall to go with my plus one, one plus system. And I've cut down several trees with this already since last Sunday. And oh yeah, and Milwaukee, I haven't bought one because I can't see how I would need it. But Milwaukee is the only one that I know of that has a 12-hour rated battery. This is a 5.0 or 5 amp hour battery.
Yeah,
that seems plenty enough for me. And the other thing too is I've had times where I've been using my Ryobi tools with I've got 4 and 6 batteries, 4 amp hour and 6 amp hour batteries with these things. And I've had a couple of times with the 6 amp hour battery when I've been going at it hard during the day. And continuously working,
what he got for his daddy's
and got the battery overheated, and then I had to swap out batteries and let the battery cool off before it would work again. And if you're going to have to let a battery cool off, you know, around the 4 to 6 amp hour, I can imagine with the 12 amp hour, you'd still have to have a spare battery for when you overheat the thing. So why spend $250 for a 12 amp hour battery if you're gonna get in the middle of a job and it get overheated and you have to cool it off, let it cool off.
No,
I'll just stick to
about tools. I'm going to talk about clothes because I like clothes. People. Now I got these hats for him. He likes these 5. What are they? They're tactical hats with the pockets everywhere. Well, these are the 511s. There's 2 pairs.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I'm wearing some now, the 511. That's what you mostly see me in, 511 brand.
See,
and the 511 boots are probably the most comfortable boots I've ever had in the shop. Well, now they make a lot of different boots, but the 511 tactical series is the comfortable one with the zipper on the side.
Yeah. See,
what you got
here we got the pocket here, like little pocket there, little pockets over here. Deep
Yeah, it's got an
pockets.
extra front pocket
See,
here.
almost get up to my elbow in this pocket.
And that front pocket is just the right size for a pair of reading glasses.
And right here is the pockets on the sides, and there's another pocket, the same deal over here. That's very deep pockets, and it has stretchy right there.
For when you eat too much at dinner time after a hard day's at work.
See, what is that?
Like those pork chops that Bottle Caps is talking about, and the ribeyes that Camaro Time's talking about.
What is that?
It's just more pocket. It's a really deep front pocket. Show them how deep that front pocket is. That's the depth of the front pocket.
It looks like a gun.
You can put a, yeah. I was about to say. You could put your 40 caliber Smith & Wesson in there.
Yeah.
Nice and thick too. Of course, I don't know if I'd want my 40 cal up there with my boys having an argument right there. No, not a good idea. But these side pockets, all these newer 511s, when you look down deep in the side pockets, you have pockets in the pockets.
Yeah,
and they're just about the right
pockets.
just about the right side where you can separate your cell phone on this side and your wallet on this side, and they'll be beside each other instead of on top of each other, clashing with each other.
Well, if we're gonna talk food, I cooked 5 meals today.
Camaro Time says ribeyes, salad, and white cheddar, and bacon, macaroni and cheese. Cheddar and bacon. White cheddar and bacon, macaroni and cheese. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. If you're gonna have carbs, it might as well be that.
Yeah. Well, this is what he got.
It's Father's Day, so we're carving out too.
That's his Daddy's Day present. He got one pair right here. See this one? That's the one that I got him, and I got another one.
She made me some awesome brownies, fudge brownies.
There, and I took him out to dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm making a mess.
Yeah, these are the 511 Flex Tack, is what they call them right now.
Yeah. Oh, no. I'm having a hard time. They don't want to fold. They want to go walking.
So what kind of air guns do y'all have? You see my ancient old Mac, which I got sometime in the early 90s to replace that crap I was having to use in the 80s and the 70s. We won't even talk about that stuff I had to use in the 70s. I mostly ended up it's sitting in my toolbox, and I just go ahead and use my hand tools, my hand ratchets and stuff like that, because the air tools that I could afford in the 70s were useless. And then we had this big bad boy right here, which was the Thunder Gun, Ingersoll Rand's Thunder Gun. And I got this in the late 90s, I think. Late 90s, I got, well, this is one of the ones that I got. I quit buying these with employees around,
Matt,
abusing them and tearing them up.
Awesome.
When you know, Harbor Freight started selling these
Bye,
for
Camaro Time.
$89.
Happy Father's Day.
And this was my best friend for a long time. So much lighter than everything else. Until Harbor Freight started selling these. And these are 400 foot-pounds. Now, the last thing that I was going to ask y'all for trivia is Milwaukee has a 3/8 of this. This is 1,400 foot-pounds. I know it's quite a bit less, but this bad boy is 325 in reverse. This one 400 in reverse, plenty of torque in reverse. Just any transmission I wanted to, any bolt, any transmission anymore. I even started taking transmissions out with these because it would take the bell housing bolts out of the engine, everything. You could pull the transmissions out and then tear the transmission apart at a fraction of the weight of these 1/2-inch guns. And so Milwaukee Fuel has a 3/8 brushless. Guess how many foot-pounds of torque it has in reverse for the little 3/8 Milwaukee Fuel cordless lithium-ion impact.
Time for us to go.
Yeah, it's getting close. So this is going to be our last question. Hello, Matt MPG. How's it going?
Haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, happy Father's Day. This is my Father's Day gift right here. M18 Fuel, the new king of the garage.
Matt MPG says he is hosting his first live tonight because Greg is not doing one.
Yep, it just popped up. He's doing just a
9:05.
premiere. He's doing a premiere. So, yeah, sure, we can check that out, Matt. Any guesses on how many foot-pounds the 3/8 Fuel has got? I know you're a little late to the stream, so I'm finally switching over everything to lithium-ion cordless. I'm finally giving up the air hose habit I've had for decades.
I don't know what to do about it. I don't care.
We're not going to get into the air ratchets tonight. It's just too much all at once. Anybody guess what the new Fuel brushless 3/8
Matt MPG
reverse
says that's a tool he doesn't have.
Oh, you don't have the Fuel, or you don't have any of the impacts? Because we've gone everywhere from the old Mac, which you can see has the same kind of design as the Ingersoll Rand. This was one of the first of that type of hammer that I had.
Like it's been beaten up.
It has. I've used this a lot. I did a lot of jobs with this. I mean, it's got all kinds of scars from doing all kinds of work. It's one of the best guns I had before I finally got a Thunder gun, Ingersoll Rand Thunder gun. Eventually, the new one will look like that.
Oh no!
I mean, the Snap-on is one of the newest guns that I've got here in this collection that y'all are seeing, and you can see how much it's just almost devoid of paint.
Any impact tools.
Oh well, I'm sorry. I'm sure there's some in your future.
He does have a decent amount of Milwaukee.
Well, you know, they're coming out with really good impacts. This Milwaukee impact is the most powerful gun on the market right now, with 1,400 foot-pounds of torque in reverse.
Matt says he doesn't work on cars.
Oh. I have no response to that. I don't know what to say.
Good for you.
Okay.
I don't work on cars either.
Okay. Well, I don't know how to discuss that either. Well, back to working on cars. You work on houses, maybe? Well, you got lots of Milwaukee tools. Maybe you work on houses. I mean, there's lots of fun to be had working on houses. I know I've done a lot of that too. I'm sorry, man. I just don't know how to respond to that. Does I do a lot around the house, though? Okay, well, see, there you go. There you go. All right. Now you're right back in my ballpark again. Now, plumbing and electrical, that's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. And some woodworking. There you go.
Burnt, bruised, and bleeding.
Yep. Burnt, bruised, and bleeding. Just with wood and electrical and plumbing. It's all the same once you get into there.
We give.
I've done plenty of that stuff too, and probably going to be doing a lot more of that and a lot less of the car stuff.
Yeah.
But not in the near future. In the near future, we've got lots and lots more videos coming up of the repairs, and we're going to be putting some miles on this sucker.
Look at these nails.
Now,
Aren't
because
they
we're going to be
pretty?
getting into cutting
You
into
see
Matt's
that?
time.
You think I would work on a car? No, I don't work on cars either. See, I would break a nail, and I won't do that.
It's not going to be Gregory's time tonight. It's going to be Matt's time. We don't want to cut into his time, so we're going to wrap it up here pretty soon. I'm going to give away the last question here, and that was on the Milwaukee Fuel 3/8, which is the 3/8 version of this right here. This one's got 1,400 foot-pounds of torque. The 3/8 version of the Milwaukee Fuel is 600 foot-pounds of torque, which makes that 3/8 cordless lithium-ion Milwaukee Fuel this size, this weight, you know, like these little suckers right here, where you can hold two of them at once, compared to the power of this Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun, which when this Ingersoll Rand Thunder Gun came out at 670 foot-pounds of torque, this was the most powerful gun you could buy.
Yeah.
And of course, that was the late 90s. So if any of you young guys are watching, you probably think that's not very.
Yeah, get dirty.
Yes, me too, Matt. I just love getting in there, and you know, no matter how much money I made, no matter how big my business got, no matter how many employees that I had, no matter how many business I was running at the same time, I still could not resist the urge to, every time I'd show up at the shop or the building or somewhere, and one of the employees come to me and they say, boss man, look, I'm just having this problem. I can't get this to do this and this. I just could not resist to just run out there, grab the thing and show them how to do it.
Well, it is time to go, people.
Well, and that's true, Uzalu's Garage. I mean, Matt could do that if he wants to learn on something, but it's also true of those two Corvettes that we got. You've got a C4 Corvette, and I've got a C4 Corvette, and they're both, all those C4 Corvettes right now are really cheap to get right now, really easy to work on. They can do that, or one of the Mustangs.
So have a good day. Have a good week. Happy Father's Day. See you.
All right, so that's my cue. Thank you for hanging out with us and talking tools. Can't wait to see you next week. Till the next video, get off the couch and get dirty.
No, stay
I got
clean.
dirty
Look,
just talking about
look.
tools.
You see that? You see those nails? They gotta be pretty. This hair would not look good with grease in it.